before the borders, before the silence, there was us. This is Ancestral Forgotten History. What if the tribes you argue about today were not always organized the way you think? What if identity was not erased, but redefined? This episode is not about denying culture. It is not about erasing heritage. It is about understanding how identity can be structured, because identity is powerful. And when power understands identity, it learns how to organize it. Before formal classification, Africa has always had clans, kingdoms, and ethnic groups. Identity was real, but in many regions it was also fluid. Communities traded. They intermarried. They formed alliances. They migrated. Boundaries were often social, not drawn with straight lines on maps. Leadership structures were diverse and locally rooted. Identity existed, but it was not always documented, ranked, or centralized in the way modern systems would later define it. Classification as administration. During colonial administration, governing large populations required structure. Censuses were conducted, communities were categorized, chiefs were identified or sometimes appointed. Ethnic labels were written into official records. What was once flexible began to harden. When identity becomes documented in state systems, it changes how communities see themselves. When identity becomes linked to administration, it becomes political. This was not always intentional division. Sometimes it was bureaucratic efficiency, but structure shapes reality. And once identity is formalized in government systems, it begins to influence power, access, and perception. In some regions, access to education, administrative roles, economic opportunity became concentrated in certain areas or communities. Over time, perception forms. Perception becomes narrative. Narrative becomes rivalry. Sometimes division does not begin with hatred. It begins with unequal structure. And when political competition later aligns with those identities, the structure becomes fragile. Post-independence continuity. Independence brought flags, anthems, and new leadership. But many administrative systems remained. Borders remained. Institutional frameworks remained. Ethnic categories remained in political language. When electoral politics overlaps with ethnic identity, democracy can become tense, not because culture is bad, but because identity is powerful, and powerful identities, when tied to competition for state resources, can create instability. The psychology of redirection. Here is a deeper question. If citizens are focused on ethnic rivalry, who is examining economic systems? If communities compete over representation, who is analyzing resource distribution? Division is loud, structure is quiet, but structure is where power lives. When identity absorbs attention, systems avoid scrutiny. And awareness begins when attention shifts upward. Reclaiming identity without weaponizing it. Your tribe is not your enemy. Your culture is not the problem. Heritage is strength. Language is knowledge. Tradition is foundation. The issue is not identity. The issue is politicized identity. Unity does not require uniformity. It requires cooperation beyond difference. You can honor your tribe and still protect your nation. You can celebrate your culture and still defend continental unity. Identity should enrich Africa, not fragment it. When identity is understood, it strengthens culture. When identity is manipulated, it weakens nations. Awareness protects unity. This is Ancestral Forgotten History. One Africa, one people. The past was written without us, but the future will be written by us. This is Ancestral Forgotten History. One Africa, one people.